morning everybody, and welcome to Flamborough North Landing. If you're not quite sure where this is, it's just literally just above Bridlington on the east coast of Yorkshire. And yes, I come here this morning to do some nice long exposure photography with the sea and all that, because it's quite calm at the moment. I've come at high tide, so I think high tide's due, which is going to be approximately 9:30. It's 9 o'clock now, so the whole idea was to get in the high tide, and I was going to do some nice pictures with the boats down the bottom in the cove down here. But I've got here and the boats have gone fishing. But never mind, we'll do what we can. We'll get a couple of shots here. So what I'll end up doing is basically doing a couple of shots of the old wreck of a boat at the top there. We'll probably use that as our foreground structure, and then have that our first composition. And then we'll probably have a little bit of a walk down the coastal path. I think there's a rock outcrop called Queen's Rock, I think it is. So we're going to go and photograph that as well. And then when we're done with that, we're going to pop down to Flamborough Head as well. So I've had a look at Flamborough Head already, and it is like pea soup down there. And it's not much better here. It is clearing. The weather forecast says all this fog at the moment is going to clear away. So hopefully we'll be with a bit of luck. But while I'm here, about 6 months ago, I took some really nice aurora pictures. I was down in the very bottom part down there photographing the boats, and I'll put the picture up now as I'm speaking. And basically I got some really nice vivid aurora pictures looking out towards sea there, with the cliffs and all that on either side of the aurora. So that looked really nice. And while I was down there, I looked up and I saw some really red streaks above me and all that, and I thought, wow. Came up onto the top and stood here at this very point, and then basically I was looking over that way over there, and I had this amazing aurora above me there. Again, I'll put the picture up there, and I had these amazing aurora with greens and reds and all that type of stuff. I didn't actually have a lens wide enough to cover it all. It was that much, it was just amazing. So there you go. So that was my aurora. But anyway, getting back to today, it's starting to clear. Can't believe that. I've just been talking for like literally 30 seconds and the actual base is cleared up there now. So we may be in with a bit of luck. So let's get cracked on. Let's go and do some pictures. Right, can you believe that? It's only taken me about 3 or 4 minutes to get down from the top, and in that time we've come down here and it's all cleared up. It was like pea soup up there, but there's a bit of a breeze on now, so the mist is coming off now. But so I've got down here, there is no boats because the boats are out fishing at the moment. So what we're going to do now, we're probably just going to use this old boat here. We'll use the lead-in lines from the rope down there, and we'll use that as our composition for our first picture. So let's get cracked on. Okay, and my trusty workhorse is going to be the Z9 as per normal. However, today I've got a slightly different lens. I normally use the 24 to 120mm f4, but today I'm going to use something slightly different because I want to do a close-up of this boat, and I want to get the rest of the cove in as well. So basically, I've got a Viltrox 16mm 1.8, which I've purchased purely for doing auroras, but I'm going to give it a go today and see how that goes. So we'll see what that looks like when we look through the camera in a minute. So we're going to need a filter system, and my filter system is going to be the Kase Armour filter system, which some of you have seen, some of you haven't. I got a question the other day saying, how do I actually put the filter system onto the tripod? Well, if you look down here, there's like a little lug on the tripod there. I've got a carabiner, and that literally just clips into there, and then we're away basically. So that's just sorted out for that. I need to put a filter holder on the front. So again, in the filter holder, I always have the CPL filter, which is a polarizing filter. So I have that, it just sits on the back of it, it's all magnetic. And then that just drops onto the front of here and clips in nicely there. And obviously then I've got my wheel, which I can turn the polarizer around on as well. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to put a circular ND filter on there. And I actually three different ND filters in there. I have a 3-stop, 6-stop and a 10-stop. This is an ND 1000. I think it says 1000, there you go, ND 1000. That just clips on the front, and then that will give me my long exposure. It's quite bright on the sky, so I'm going to bring the sky in there. Okay, so let's put the graduated filter on there. So I'm going to put a 1.5 graduated filter there. You can see that there, that's going to look lovely on there. So I'm going to just drop that in there, magnetic again, nice and simple. So let's get our camera set up onto that, and let's get the picture taken. Okay, so that's me nearly ready now, and rather than me waffling on and telling you how I'm doing and what exposures I'm doing, how I'm setting it up and all this type of things, I've actually got another device which I'm going to put on now. So just bear with me for a second while I get it out. Okay, to make things a little bit easier for everybody and stop me having to explain things all the time and tell you what my shutter speeds and my apertures and all that, I've actually got this device here to show you guys exactly what I see on the camera. So basically this screws onto my camera cage, which works great because it works as a protection for the camera, and it allows me to put it on here and not put the pressure on the hot shoe. So again, obviously when you got a little bit of weight on there, which is going to be the battery that's going to be on the front of this. This is actually called an Accsoon SeeMo, which basically videos my camera chip basically. So it shows me what I see in the viewfinder, and it does the same there. So that's in there now. So obviously from there I've got a cable which goes to my phone. I've got one that goes into the camera, HDMI, so that goes into there. And because it's a Z9, it has the large HDMI on it. This goes into here, so if you had like the Z8, it would be a small HDMI on the other side. So that's pretty much, that's ready to go there. All I need now is just to put my mobile phone on there. So this charges my phone as well as other things as well, so which is pretty handy, which I don't need to do. So I'm just going to stick that onto there like so. That's nice and tight. Wrong way around. Need to go that way. Nice and tight there. Get that in. That's in. Not going to go nowhere, so I can stay inside of the case. And I think I'm charged. So got to power the unit up. 1, 2, 3. And we've got power on the actual unit now. So take this off for a second. So the app I've got is this one here, which is going to be Accsoon SeeMo. And I think, let's have a look at that. I should be able to see from here now, so I should be able to click onto there, and we should be able to see what the camera is seeing in theory. And there you go. So if you look at there, you can see my hand. Look at that, amazing, eh? So I've got an external monitor, which is quite nice really, having the external monitor as well, because what it is this monitor is so much brighter than this one down here. That's pretty much me going there now, so I'm ready to go really. Just get myself lined up there so you can see it there nice and easy. The monitor's a little bit, it's probably a bit yellowish actually compared to the normal, but the good thing is, as I say, everything's coming through the phone, so it looks really, really good there. Really like the idea of it there. So, and what's nice is it shows you how things are working when I talk about polarizing and all that type of stuff. You can actually see it through here. But anyway, enough about that app. Let's get cracked on. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to basically set up now, and so basically I'm going to put you into camera straight away. So into camera, so it should be 1, 2, 3, and the app is now working. So basically you're now looking through my camera, and I'm going to set my shutter speed to 30 seconds. I'm going to take my aperture to f11, which is what I like to use. Going to use my ISO now down the bottom right hand side there. Going to bring the ISO down. So if you watch the histogram go right down, bring the histogram back up again. So that's probably perfect exposure there. I'm going to have a look at my graduated filter and bring that into there. You see that kicking in there quite nicely. And I'm going to turn my polarizer. See the polarizer working there now? That looks amazing there. I'm not going to go the full Monty, it's going to go a little bit there. And I think that is about it there. Let's bring my boat down to here. So my leading lines are going to be from here leading into the boat, then the boat leading into the water. So basically let's bring this in nice and tight here. My format is obviously going to be 16:9. And once again, for some reason I keep dropping out, but I'm just going to line this up there, get this on there. I need to put my focus point now onto the actual boat. So I'm just going to focus onto this bit here. Waiting for the focus to kick in. I was struggling. There you go, that's it there now. So that's pretty much it, ready to go now, and I think let's take the picture. Okay, that's exposed. I should put that onto play now, and we're now in camera. So I'm just have a quick look at that. Again, check the histogram, which is looking absolutely spot on for exposure wise. It looks a bit yellow, but we'll just sort that out in RAW later on. And I think that's just check my focus point, go into the zoom, really, really sharp. And again, looking around, that water's just nice and smooth. All looking really, really nice there. Excellent. So I think that is that shot done and dusted. Not much more I can do with that one. Okay, I'm halfway towards Queen's Rock now. So again, I can still see Flamborough all in the mist, but the mist is moving across the coast there now, which is amazing really. So again, rather than me waffling, I'm going to put you into the camera and have a quick look. So you're now in camera now. There you go. Look at that. As you can see through there now, put my focus point in the middle. If you look there, look at the mist crawling across the background there. Amazing. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got detail in the shadows, which is going to be down here. Lots of shadow detail there. So if you look at the histogram, everything's fine on the histogram. So all I've got to do is just get my horizontals correct. Probably go about there, and I can crop into that later on. But as I say, for YouTube, I need to have it this way so I can fit it in there. That is good to go. So I'm going to press that. 30 seconds, F11. and I think it'd be about 50 ISO. So I'm going to take that picture, and then I'm going to come back to you as soon as this is in, and I'll put play and let you have a look at it. Waiting for it to come in, and there you go. So we're back in camera now. Let you have a quick look at that. So again, I'm just going to press my focus point. Nice and sharp there. Everything's really sharp. Look at those rocks, beautifully sharp. Love it. And again, I think I don't have to worry about the darks. I can pull the detail out in those there quite easily there. Come back out. I can just check by looking at the display. And then you can see by the histogram, everything's in that picture. So it's looking really, really good there. So that's it. I'm not going to do anything else now. That's already in the bag. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, we're off again. Oh, check this out. You see the mist on the right hand side, just up here. The mist is rolling in. This is the mist that's coming in from Flamborough Lighthouse. You know, I said before, when Flamborough Lighthouse is still under mist. And I don't know, it could be sea fret. It could be classed as sea fret. See, just going over the edge and dropping down there. Amazing, isn't it, really? So I'm going to go a little bit over to the right hand side, but I just thought I'd have a quick look at this and give you a quick peek of this. Amazing light. Look at that. Unbelievable. Right, let's move over to the right and find my viewpoint for the rock. So again, I'm going to push the spikes in nice and hard, so we're all solid. Just checking everything's working. Checking 1, 2. Make sure that my my volume's still working okay. Checking 1, 2. That's good. Righty. So this is Queen's Rock down here, just sat by itself. I'm lining up. I'm going to bring you into camera. Okay, we're now in camera. So this is on the 16mm. So I'm going to do this one first. So you can see all the mist coming in there now. Amazing. I keep going to zoom in, but I can't. So what I've got to do is basically just do this picture first and then do a lens change and get a little bit closer in. But for now, this looks perfectly okay. I'm going to get this absolutely spot on in focus. So I'm going to click onto that. Let me zoom in and have a look at it. Oh, look at that. Beautifully sharp. Come back out again. Look at all those birds there. And again, that's looking good there. So once again, I'm going to lift up my graduated filter, bring that down to there. Let's have a look at the polarizer, see what it's going to do. That makes the rock really pop there, doesn't it? Bring that to about there. Can always zoom into this later. That is lovely. I'm going to take that picture now. It's got very misty all of a sudden. You can really see the mist coming in there now. So it might affect the picture. So what I might have to do is just shoot between the mist. But I play golf here, and I actually went to a place called Scarborough South Cliff, and that was kind of amazing, where basically I was playing golf and the sea fret came over, and it was literally only about a foot high above the greens. So yeah, I've never heard of sea fret before. So but on the east coast here we get a lot of sea fret, and I think this is a mixture between sea fret and fogging. So I'm looking back to see where we've just come, and there's really misty down there. So we'll have to see what comes. So let's have a look at that there now. So first things first is just check the focus. That's really, really misty and moody, isn't it? That's nice and sharp, going really in close. Yeah, that's sharp enough. And then come back out and then basically go to my display, check my display. Everything's in there, so slightly underexposed. I could probably give it just a little bit more. But I think that's not a million miles off there. So I'm going to come back out of there now. That one is in the can now, guys. And I think we're basically going to now head on back down the road, and we may even pop over to Flamborough Head on the next part of it. I'm just looking over there. Flamborough's all in the mist again at the moment. Okay, so here we are at Flamborough Head. That's the foghorn building in the background there, as you see there. Flamborough Lighthouse is just behind you. About 6 months ago, again, I did this at North London as well, but about 6 months ago I did some really nice pictures here of auroras, and it was this very spot where this building is here. I'll put a picture up now and let you have a quick look at it, and it'll show you a beautiful aurora above the fog building down there. And then right behind you, I'm going to put another picture up and it'll show you a picture of the lighthouse. And it's got the lighthouse there, and it's got the aurora either side of the lighthouse on that as well. So there's some really, really nice pictures. But a bit closer to home on that one, about 3 months ago, I was sheltered in behind the lighthouse, and I was pointing out towards the white cliffs, which are over to the right here. And I got some beautiful auroras again, not as aggressive as the first ones, but just nice soft pinky purpley ones, and you could actually see the towers of the actual aurora coming down. It was an amazing night there. So we had I think about half an hour of really, really nice aurora pictures basically. So it built up and then it went back down again. But yeah, this is my go-to place. If there's an aurora on, I'll then come down here and then basically we come to Flamborough purely because the lighthouse will light the cliffs up, which gives me a nice foreground, and then obviously rather than having a silhouette and then the aurora, I've actually got a bit of depth in the picture already. So it's really nice, as you've seen there, to have the actual white cliffs at the bottom and some beautiful coloured auroras above. But there you go. But anyway, back to where we are now. I'm still being an optimist. I still think this may burn off in the next hour. That's what the weather forecast says. So we'll still plug away with that. So the drinking dinosaur is just over there. So that's where we're going to go now. Let's pop over that way. Okay, so that's the drinking dinosaur. Not looking too hot at the moment, so we're going to be patient. I'm sure it'll happen. The tide's out a little bit. You can see some seals down the bottom end, just down this bottom end. This is the head of the dinosaur here. This is the back coming down to his tail going up here. There's his back leg and there's another front leg, and that's obviously the head there. So that's the drinking dinosaur. That's where its name comes from. Right, as if by magic, the mist has all just disappeared. So basically we're going for it quickly. So this is the drinking dinosaur. I'm going to just stop this down a little bit more. What I'll do, I'm going to put you into camera to let you have a quick look. And you're now in camera, so you can have a quick look at my setup there. Let's put the display on. Okay, so let's do horizontals quickly. Line that up there. I've got my graduated filter brought down there. I've got a polarizer, which I've been trying on different variations. That's nice. That's looking right into the water now. I'm probably going to come back, go zoom in a little bit more there. So there you go. That's it there. So where the actual focus point is now, I'm going to focus there. That's locked on. That there is where I would put an eye if I was going to put an eye on it. That would be the head of the drinking dinosaur. But there you go. Let's take this one quickly. We'll go back to F11. And let's just nail this one quickly, get this one in the bag, and then at least I've got a picture of the drinking dinosaur with some nice light. Now the problem when you come in the evening is that you get the light on the top of it and the shadows on the bottom of it. So at the moment we're not doing too bad. We've got light up on the top of here coming through. It's burning through the mist now. We've now got no horizon, which is really, really nice. So that's looking pretty good. And the mist is out the way. So let's make the most of this while it's going good. So 30 seconds first and we'll see what comes from that. So we've got 30 seconds, F13, and I think it's ISO 64 at the moment. So we'll see what comes from that. That's bang on. Let me have a quick look at that. I'm going to come out of there quickly. I'm then going to go back into play. Okay, so we're now in camera and let you have a quick look at the picture. First thing I'll do is just have a quick look at the exposure, see if the exposure is great. Exposure is absolutely spot on. It's all right in the middle of it there. That's perfect. A little bit bright at the top, but we might do some clouds on that later on. But there you go. So let's come to focus. That's nice and sharp there. And that's looking pretty good there. And then once again, let's have a look at the water around there. So I've got 30 seconds. The polarizer working really well. I can see right into the water. And that looks really, really nice there. I like that. Come back. And there you go. That's the drinking dinosaur. So I'm going to do another one of them. How lucky am I? I cannot believe it. I came here and it was like pea soup 3 or 4 minutes ago. And literally it's just cleared off now. And we're actually getting some blue sky in the distance as well. Unbelievable. Right, so what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to probably go up and just go over the ridge here and do another composition. So I'm going to come out of here for now. And then basically we're going to just head over that way a little bit there. So let's go. Right, we've got a different composition. We're going to do the same again. I'll put you to in camera and I'll just let you have a quick look at how we'll set it up again, basically. So just going to click on here first. Okay, we're now in camera now. So basically I'm just going to set up as I would normally do there. So let's get my horizontals done first. That's lovely. Bring it down. Let's move it over to the right hand side. Okay, that's looking good there. It's a little bit dark, this one, I think, so because the mist is coming in again. So I'm going to lift up the background just a touch. There you go, that's a bit better. I was looking at the polarizer to get the best polarizing. I think that's it. We've got mist again. Can you believe that? It's in and out like I don't know what. So again, slightly different angle. Locking onto this area, which is going to be my focus point, which is the dinosaur's head. That's where its eye would be. Here's its tail coming there. There's his back foot there, another foot there, head there, hump back there. If you get the gist. And I think that's good to go there. I'm going to take that one now as we speak. And then that's now exposing for another composition for a slightly different angle there. So we'll see what comes from that. It's really busy here today, guys. We've got a lot of tourists about. Loads and loads of tourists. It should come up in a second, and then put you into play mode. And that's not too bad at all, actually. So we're into play now, that's good. Again, we're just going to check the focus. Focus is spot on there, that's lovely. We're going to check the display. Check my exposure, absolutely spot on. So that's pretty much it. I can't do nothing else about that one. Right, that I think that's us done there, guys. That looks really, really nice. Got a nice image there. We got there eventually. It's been a long morning. Time checker is now 1:10. I've been here since about 8 o'clock this morning. So when I first got here, it was just misty and horrible, and I couldn't get nothing at all. So I went up to North Landing, and then North Landing cleared and got some really interesting shots. A nice shot of the boat on the top of North Landing there, and then basically I walked down the coastal path, and then I photographed Queen's Rock, and that was really nice. But that was an amazing experience, seeing in the mist roll over the edge and all that type of stuff. I think it's on video, so it looked pretty good. And then I've just come back down here to do the dinosaur. I say when I first got here, it was misty as anything, but now it's clear as a bell. Lovely clean light, and it's in the bag, so really, really happy with that. So yeah, so if you like what you see, please feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.